Lion plus tiger is Liger, but then garlic plus cabbage is garbage.
Dear Mr. Karan Johar, you were wrong. Twice. It seems like we all have an excuse to just shit on Bollywood every single week, but I assure you this video is not just about that, and I'll tell you in the end. But first, let's talk about Karan Johar. Since the late 90s, Karan Johar has risen from being a star director to one of the most successful producers in Hindi cinema. And obviously, he has a fair idea of what will work and what will not work in at least Hindi films at the box office. And most of the time, his calculations have been right. Cut to 2015. Karan watches this Telugu film called Baahubali and his mind is blown. He predicts that this film is what's going to change Indian cinema, and in a way, he was right. Like AD and BC, even Indian cinema is divided now into before Baahubali and after Baahubali. Once he guesstimated the impact that Baahubali might have, Karan Johar attached himself as the presenter of the film for the Hindi audience. In 2017, things went to a whole new other level with Baahubali 2. Karan Johar was once again the presenter of the film for the Hindi belt, and he got to take a small slice of what would become the highest grossing Indian film of all time. The pan-Indian era had officially begun, and sometime between 2017 and 2018, Karan would have thought that this was also going to impact Hindi cinema in a very big way, and that the Hindi audience is also going to change. And looking at what's happening in the last 2 years, he was right once again. So at this point, he decides to try something new, something that he's never done before. Produce a Telugu film which has the potential to go pan-India. And in 2019, Karan announces Liger with Vijay Deverakonda, who's just high on the success of Arjun Reddy. And he also ropes in director Puri Jagannath to the project, who's also had like an amazing track record at the Telugu box office. Just as a project, Liger seemed very interesting because for a very long time, Southern cinema was ignored by the Hindi industry except in terms of remakes. But this was going to be an actual North-South collaboration, which could have actually started a new chapter in Indian cinema. Plus, in the meantime, KGF 1 and 2, Pushpa, RRR, all of these films became huge blockbusters, not only in their own language, but also in their dubbed Hindi version. So basically, everything supported Karan's calculation and his vision that the Hindi audience was ready for this collaboration. Liger was set to open big at the box office, but when it released,
सुल्तान अबे रुक ए सुल्तान ए क्या कर रहा है अबे
right from the audience to the critics to the distributors, everyone found the movie so bad that there were people comparing the film to kidney pain. I got this info from Badal of BNF TV. On day one, Liger earned 14.5 crores in the southern states, which is actually higher than the All India day one collection of Bhool Bhulaiya 2, which became one of the biggest hits of this year in Hindi. But from 14.5 crores on Thursday, which was day one, the film crashed at the southern box office to 1.4 crores on Sunday, and on Monday 90% theatrical shows were cancelled. Even though it had all the ingredients to become a box office success, the audience has finally spoken and proved Karan Johar's calculation to be a big miscalculation. And this is just Karan's first miscalculation. Coming to number 2. In many of his interviews, especially with Film Companion, Karan Johar has said repeatedly that the love story genre is kind of dead. No one wants to watch rom-coms anymore. And for a long time, he was actually right. If you just take the last 2 years, all the films that have been working at the box office are hardcore action masala entertainers. But on 18th August 2022, a new Dhanush film hit the theaters. A Tamil film called Thiruchitrambalam released, and it just proved everything and everyone wrong. The film was a romantic comedy without any action, without any big scale, without too much hype. It was a simple story about a simple guy in a colony in Chennai, and it was just driven by his dynamics with women, his father, his grandfather, and his girl bestie. It found unanimous love from the audience and the critics, and within 10 days, Thiruchitrambalam became one of the highest grossing Tamil films of the year. It just crossed 100 crores at the box office, and it's already become possibly Dhanush's biggest success ever. And this is Karan Johar's miscalculation number 2, that rom-coms will not work anymore. So yeah, Karan Johar was wrong, and it's fun and it's easy to point at someone who's already had so much success otherwise and tell him that he's wrong. But the real point is, it's not just him who's wrong. In reality, no one knows which film is going to work and which film is not going to work. A Kashmir Files can come out of nowhere and become a huge success. A Lal Singh Chadda can have the most successful star in Hindi cinema and then become a failure. A Thiruchitrambalam can play against the expectations of a failing genre and become a blockbuster. A low-budget Telugu film like Kartikeya 2 can be dubbed in Hindi, released in the theatres with a limited release, increase its shows, increase its screens, and then start performing better than most Hindi films in North India. And a high-budget pan-Indian Telugu film with the biggest names attached can come crashing down after just 3 or 4 days. Most of us just assume what's going to work and what isn't. Some can take educated guesses, but overall the logic is pretty simple. Every film comes with a certain promise. If enough people get to hear about that promise and they're excited, they'll come to the theatres. If the film lives up to the promise, the audience will tell their friends and family to come watch it in the theatres. And if the film doesn't live up to the promise, the same audience will tell their friends and family not to waste their time and money. And the fact that no one actually knows what's going to work and what is not going to work is the real beauty. This is the only way that filmmakers and producers will be challenged to try new things, try new experiments, and the audiences will get to experience different kinds of stories. And those were my thoughts on why Karan Johar is not the only person to be blamed for certain miscalculations, but let me know your thoughts. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday.